The desert's silent echo. Eliza, a ceramic artist with a fondness for sculpting desert animals, meticulously brushed ochre glaze onto a coiled clay coyote on March 8, 2018. Her studio, a converted garage in Sedona, Arizona, buzzed with the low hum of the kiln and the faint scent of juniper from the nearby hills. Spring break was looming, and Eliza dreamt of escaping the tourist crush, maybe driving down to Tucson to visit her estranged sister. That morning, at precisely 9:17 a.m., a dust devil danced across her driveway, momentarily obscuring a faded bumper sticker on a battered pickup parked across the street, a stylized sun with the word ascension beneath it. She made a mental note to call her sister, a promise she'd been putting off for weeks, driven by a quiet guilt stemming from an old family argument. At 10:42 a.m., a man with close-cropped hair and unsettlingly pale blue eyes approached Eliza as she loaded the coyote into her car. "Beautiful work," he said, his voice a smooth baritone. "I'm sourcing local art for a retreat just outside of town." He introduced himself as Caleb and gestured towards the same beat-up dark green pickup. "78 Chevy," Eliza noted, missing a hubcap and sporting a primer patch on the passenger door. He claimed the retreat's owner was a huge fan of Southwestern art and offered her $100 more than her asking price if she delivered it that afternoon. Eliza, battling her usual financial anxiety, hesitated, then agreed. At 1:15 p.m., as she followed Caleb's directions deeper into the desert on a rutted dirt track, her GPS signal vanished. Suddenly, the pickup screeched to a halt, and two more men emerged, their faces obscured by bandanas. In the ensuing chaos, Eliza glimpsed the sun design, now larger, painted on the side of the truck. The last thing she registered was the metallic tang of blood filling her nostrils as a cloth was clamped over her face, the acrid smell of ether searing her senses. Eliza awoke to the suffocating darkness of a windowless room, the air thick with the stench of mildew and something vaguely metallic. The only light seeped under the ill-fitting wooden door. Her wrists were bound tightly behind her back, and her ankles were similarly secured. Days blurred into a horrifying monotony of fear and isolation. Occasionally, Caleb would appear, spouting incoherent pronouncements about purification and a coming cleansing fire. He showed her a crudely drawn symbol, the same sun emblem, and demanded she accept ascension. He never physically harmed her, but the psychological torment was relentless. Meanwhile, on March 12th, at a routine traffic stop 80 miles south of Sedona, a highway patrol officer noticed the damaged 78 Chevy pickup with the faded bumper sticker. A standard check revealed the vehicle matched the description of a vehicle of interest in a missing persons case. The officer, acting on instinct, contacted the Sedona Sheriff's Department. A raid on the Ascension. The main house was adorned with the sun symbol. In the basement, they found cages containing several other women, all exhibiting signs of severe trauma and malnourishment. Eliza was not among them. However, investigators discovered a shallow grave behind the barn, containing the ceramic coyote Eliza had been transporting. If the coyote was buried, what became of Eliza?